I'm going to do exactly the same thing as I did before. I'm going to get rid of the notes that I would use my first finger for. There, I'm just going to hide those, and then I'm just going to transfer this pattern here, because this is Tetris, Lego, whichever analogy fits best for you in your mind. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these here like this. So this is going to be 10th fret and 12th fret for this one. Still got this 3, 5, 7, 9 business going on there, but I've just put 10 and 12 there. Now here's the cool thing. We get a big triangle again, which is why I'm using that same colour. This is box 3 in the minor pentatonic, if we want to think of it as that. But this is a big triangle, small triangle, big triangle. How cool is that? But what I want to do is I want to keep on this path here, and I want to do exactly the same thing yet again. So I'm losing that first note there. Let's draw out that shape down here. I'm going to add the next notes that we need to make this happen, and then we get box 4. This is super useful, I think. After you've learnt box 1, moving to box 4 is a nice contrasting voice to move into. So if you play it, call up here, you play your response up here, or you could do it the other way around. So it's question, answer, question, answer. You can move into these, and then you don't get stuck in the boxes. But what you can see is we get the small one again. So we go big, small, big, small. We can call them isosceles. We can call them whatever fancy name that Pythagoras is. Pythagoras is the triangles guy, isn't he? So whatever Pythagoras came up with. Here, let me just show you something that I'm going to do while I'm here. And I'll show you how these connect. If I put this up here, you can start to see how it forms this triangle pattern that moves up here like that. So we've got big triangle, big triangle, another little triangle. Now the cool thing about this is that essentially big triangle, little triangle gets repeated again, and that's all you have to do. And we have these pivot points that join these ideas up. So we just got this, and this is what we're looking for there. So this is box 1. There is pink triangle. Here's box 2. You can think of this as the House of Blues. So it gives you something to target. You know exactly what's going on here. So look at that. You can see where the A minor chord lives under there. This is another cool thing about these ideas is we get this little shape here. So we could tie that in when we get that shape there. Now it does change when we move through the patterns. Now I'm moving up into the big triangle that is in box 3. Now the cool thing I like about this one is wherever my pinky goes on this big triangle, I can bend that note up. And I can do it down here. So yeah. So, okay, we've got that there. Because this has gone big triangle, moving up to little triangle. I can do the same thing here. So now you can see it's enabling me to move through these box patterns. This is box 4. Just there. This gets me into my boomer bends, which is a nice one just here. What we do is we practice going up and down this. You just need to just go. You could do a Clapton trill. Now hopefully that makes sense. Now we've got one box pattern left.